Hello, it's Khadija. It's great to be back this week after a smashing LinkedIn Live last week with Chingir, a talent acquisition expert. If you haven't watched it, I will strongly suggest going back in our activity section and catching it. It was a great, fun learning of Canadian job market for job seekers with Chingir. Today, I am here with yet another amazing speaker. And today we are doing this LinkedIn Live around the topic of top three LinkedIn myths. We are debunking them specifically, which creates a mental block for job seekers on how they can optimize LinkedIn. So I have just the right person with me. And I'll be doing a little bit of his introduction. Sorry for that. I will be doing his introduction in a bit. First, introducing myself. This is Khatija. I am your online LinkedIn trainer for beginners who are just starting out on LinkedIn. I am an online LinkedIn trainer for job seekers, and specifically, I train newcomers to Canada, new immigrants, pre-arrival immigrants, and recently landed newcomers to Canada on how they can use LinkedIn as a professional tool to connect with right people, right conversations, which leads to referrals and introductions. So that is what I do. Also, I am also an online social media strategist for small businesses. So that is my introduction. Introducing today's topic. Today we are me and my special guest today, Alish, is debunking three top LinkedIn myths which stops you from optimizing the best use of LinkedIn. So, who is this guest speaker? Without further ado, his name is Alish. He is joining me from Malaysia. It's night over there, so I'm really grateful to him that he is joining me at this hour of his night, although it's morning here in Toronto. So, Alish is a youth icon. He is a TEDx speaker and he is a LinkedIn growth expert. So he consult and he give advices to people around how to optimize LinkedIn for their growth. So I'm welcoming him. He's waiting for us in the backstage. So welcome, Alish. Welcome to the show. Great to have you. I was just making your introduction that you are a youth icon, a TEDx speaker, a LinkedIn growth expert who have been talking about LinkedIn to students, to professionals, and how they can use LinkedIn. So it's great to have you on the show.
Hi, Katisha, and everyone who is watching us right now. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today, and I can't wait to share my 2 cents with you all. Thank you very much for being here today.
Great, great. Alish, thank you so much. I know in Malaysia it's an evening time. It's 11 p.m. over there. It's night time basically where everybody sleeps. So
Yes.
thank you so much for being here at the time. Probably you might be resting. So we are very, very grateful for you joining us and sharing your expertise and learning with the audience in Toronto and globally. So thank you so much.
If I have to choose between sharing here and being with you today and being resting, I would totally choose being here today.
Great, great. And I have to say, Alish, like this is our first time, like interacting one-on-one, and to just let the audience know the power of LinkedIn. And that's one thing I feel job seekers or anybody on LinkedIn doesn't realize, that LinkedIn is more than just a platform. It is a relationship building community, I would say, where you can nurture relationship with the right people and grow, evolve, inspire, and create a good relationship with. So this is the very first time I am kind of interviewing Alish, but we have been following each other, interacting with each other through our LinkedIn content for past 2 years, 2.5 years. We have been supporting, liking, engaging with each other's content, starting from another platform which is called LinkedIn Local, and then the relationship continued. So it's great, and that's the power of LinkedIn, that we nurtured that relationship, and now he is my guest in my show. So welcome, Alish. And that's what we are here for, to tell job seekers how they can use LinkedIn in an optimal way. So Alish, I will quickly I want to be really very strict with the 30 minutes mark for the show, because I value your time. It's evening for you, so I want to leave you on time. So let's quickly jump right into it, and I will take on the comments from the viewers if they come in. Otherwise, replay is always there. People watch, and I have seen my LinkedIn lives being watched in replay, and I'm replying to the comments as well. So let's quickly dive into. I would want to know a little bit of your personal story briefly. I will navigate if I have to briefly. What was your journey from wherever you are to now? Let's start with from your student days to where you are right now. You're running your own business, so a little bit about you.
Okay. This introducing myself is always a difficult question because at the same time I don't want to sound like I'm showing off, and at the same time I want to just describe what I've been doing, all my failures, my achievements, and so on. So in a nutshell, uh, I started my journey on LinkedIn. It was, I think, about 2015 or so that I started to become active, even though I had the account a couple of years earlier. And since then, I just told myself, after seeing all my seniors were graduating, I told myself, am I gonna end up like them, being unemployed for a while, not knowing what to do, applying for so many companies, and settling down with just a job at the end, not their dream job? And my answer, of course, was no. I'm not gonna end up like that. So I decided to change a few things I was doing at that point, and one of them was getting on LinkedIn. And I'm not saying this because I'm affiliated by LinkedIn or LinkedIn is paying me to say this. Not at all. But this is my personal journey and what I've experienced. So after that, a lot of great things happened. One of them was meeting a lot of amazing people like yourself. It was uh, some new journeys that I got into that before that I didn't even imagine, like I didn't even imagine to do certain things, but after that I did. I
Okay,
didn't
okay.
imagine to meet certain people or take certain path that after that it happened to me. So then it just like a snowball, it just kept going better and better and better. I discovered a lot about myself. I discovered my interests, and I showcased them on LinkedIn. And that was the beginning of everything else that happened and whoever I am today. Um, LinkedIn local happened in Malaysia. It's been 2, 3 years now. Even though it's been a while that it's on pause for a while, but uh, soon will resume. And I was invited to a few, I don't know, events,
Yeah,
conferences,
yeah, yeah,
TEDx,
yeah.
and so on and so forth. So basically, yeah.
Great,
Uh,
great. I have like through again your online digital footprinting, and that's what beautiful about LinkedIn. Through the digital footprinting, a little bit of research I was doing about you, that you have been really active in guiding university students specifically in optimizing LinkedIn in their job search journey, on how they can use LinkedIn optimally, because there are a lot of misconceptions around LinkedIn, and because of those misconceptions, nobody comes on LinkedIn. So tell us a little bit briefly about that journey, on how has been your experience in guiding job seekers using LinkedIn optimally.
right. After I myself found out about this great opportunity that I have on LinkedIn. I started to spread the word, of course. Uh, Friends, classmates, other people who invited me to conduct a workshop and so on. And throughout that, I realized that not just me, many people don't even know LinkedIn exists. That when you say LinkedIn, they're like, linked what? And, and that was like so shocking to me. So whatever I've been doing for so long now is one way or another spread the word about this so more people actually get benefits from it.
from it. Yeah. That is, I think, so the first thing that a lot of people who probably know, like the older, the millennials, the older millennials who have been on LinkedIn,
Right.
they still consider it a job search website. Now, the LinkedIn completely revamped itself in 2017, and since then, it has completely turned itself from a job board to basically a professional networking community. It's one of the largest global business networking platform right now, where conversations are happening, where events are happening. There are so many new features which have been
Right.
introduced to basically develop and evolve this, and that's exactly what are we here for. Viewers who are joining me right now, me and Alesh, we both are basically LinkedIn experts, and we both train and we both talk about and we both speak. We are on a mission to tell everybody, specifically in this audience right now, job seekers, on how you can use LinkedIn optimally by debunking 3 myths which act as a mental block. So, if you are joining me from anywhere in the world, leave in the comment below where you're joining me from, and we would definitely love to take in your comments or your questions around what is your mental block or what is not working for you on LinkedIn. We would
Right.
love to give one-on-one advice to you on how we can make it work for you. So let's quickly go into the show format. We are debunking 3 LinkedIn myths. The first one is definitely that we touched base with is, so my question to you, Alish, is that LinkedIn is still considered, like, despite a lot of experts talking about it, I think so, these are a handful of people who started on the mission of rethink, making people rethink about LinkedIn, and majority people started from 2017. So LinkedIn is still considered a job board. A lot of job seekers still consider it just a job website or a job board where they have to come and apply for jobs. So how would you like to debunk this myth?
Uh, Actually, I wouldn't blame anyone if they think LinkedIn is a job platform, because
Mhm.
honestly, I am
Mhm.
also shocked that how LinkedIn itself is advertising. If you want to find your job, go to
Mhm.
LinkedIn, and that is not the way they should
Okay.
advertise their platform.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe that is one reason why a
Mhm.
few think that way. At the same
Mhm.
time, yes, you're absolutely right. It is not just a job platform. It is not
Mhm.
just a business networking platform. It is not just a social media. It
Mhm.
is all of them together. It
Mhm.
could be suitable for anyone from students to entrepreneurs to businessmen to corporate to startups, CEOs, employees,
Mhm.
anyone.
Mhm.
Just like how Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat is used by everyone for different purposes,
Mhm.
LinkedIn could be used by anyone else. The
Mhm.
only difference is that it is a professional social platform. That
Mhm.
means we don't share our food on LinkedIn or whatever we are eating right now, or we
Mhm.
don't really go to a party and record a 30-second video and with it drinks in our hand and so on and then show it. We don't do
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
At the same time, we do talk about our life. We do talk about whoever we are. We do talk
Mhm.
about what our point of views on different things, not just our job,
Mhm.
because we don't want to sound like we are a robot, right? We are a
Mhm.
human being and there is a human behind that profile. So it
Mhm.
is it is definitely a lot of personal um, uh, views going
Mhm.
on those content that we share, because we
Mhm.
want to make sure that our audience understand us, they know us,
Mhm.
they can
Mhm.
relate with us. At the
Mhm.
same time, the tone and the language is a little bit more towards the professional life rather than our personal life.
Mhm. Okay, so I love how you said that this is a professional platform, but still you can speak about a lot of other things in professional settings, and that is exactly I just chiming in that conversation, that if LinkedIn is a job board, no, LinkedIn is no longer a job board. I'm sharing few stats with you. Just in February 2021, LinkedIn released its numbers, and air on air conversations from 2020 to 2021, 50% of conversations communications through comment communication, email communication have increased 50% year on year. So this means specifically, I think so during pandemic, people are the visual attention is more online, and there are not much professional in-person events going on. So the attention, because of the attention on online, LinkedIn has attracted that professional attention. So this is the audience that you need to speak to, and this is where the attention is on LinkedIn. So if you're a job seeker and you have certain goal that I want this dream job title in this dream company, your recruiter, your direct hiring manager is right now on LinkedIn. So use this as a networking platform to attract their attention, and make sure that you are attracting their attention with the right first impression. And that goes back to your LinkedIn profile optimization, LinkedIn content creation, and then LinkedIn networking. You have to do all these three rightly to not only build but scale in the right manner. So I agree with
Right.
you, Elish. It is no longer a job search website. It's a community hub where we
Right.
come, where we display our expertise, where we talk about topics, not just about I'm looking for a job. You can use LinkedIn to exhibit your expertise through your content. You can connect with right people like you and me. We have been following each other's digital footprints, tagging each other on relevant posts, taking each other's opinion on comments. And this is how you develop relationship of knowing, liking, and trusting. Now I completely trust Alish on his expertise. I didn't ask for his resume or anything to invite him to this LinkedIn live. I knew his work because I know his values, I know his work because he has been creating that digital social proof. So that is what I will highly advise job seeker to treat LinkedIn as a community board to network with the right hiring managers and recruiters. And you all have to understand, whether it's Canada or Malaysia, if you know someone in the right place, they will refer you, they will introduce you in their power network, and that's where the magic happens, right?
You
Okay, so
mentioned a good
yeah.
point here about the journey.
Hmm.
Anyone could fake a beautiful resume and a lot of amazing, stuff on their profile on any platform, but no one can fake a journey of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. No one can do that. So
True.
that's a very good thing about LinkedIn because it shows your professional journey, where
Hmm.
you were, what you've done, and where you are today. Since we are at job right now, I want to give one or two quick tips about for those who are job seekers. Number one, whenever you apply for a job on any platform, quickly go on LinkedIn, find either the hiring manager or someone in the HR department of that company on LinkedIn and message them to follow up and get in touch with them. Number two, when you are doing this, do not sound like a scam, please. Sound like a genuine person who's following up about a case. In a lot of cases, we sound like, weird. We sound like a scam. We sound too good to be true, and then we end up getting no results or no replies, basically. That's just one, two quick tips I wanted to share today with about
Perfect.
this platform.
Perfect. I think it perfectly chimes in our debunking the first myth. It's no longer a
Right.
job board. You can use it to go even beyond the job board in connecting with the right people to give that extra push to your application, probably. So I have few comments coming in, and we have few great people joining us. Emo is here. Emo is another beautiful LinkedIn connection I have developed relationship with. He's saying, "Hey, Khatija, amazing topic. LinkedIn is a social network. The word social is important, and all job seekers and newcomers in Canada need to use it to socialize." That's the piece. It's no longer a job board. It's a community platform. It's a networking platform where
Right.
professionals are chiming in. So socialize on it, exhibit their experience, and build trust in their new communities. Thank you so much, Emu, for joining and that beautiful piece of conversation in debunking the first myth that LinkedIn is no longer a job board. We have Emily joining us. Hey, Elish, I think so. She is from your tribe. Probably if you want to say hi
Yes.
to her.
Hi, Emily.
Great, thank you, Emily, from joining in. If you are joining me right now, we are. This is LinkedIn Live, which I do weekly from Toronto, and today we have a special guest today joining me from Malaysia. It's nighttime over there. It's around 11:20 p.m. over there, and he is a TEDx speaker, a youth icon, and a LinkedIn growth expert. And we both are chiming in our conversation to debunk three top LinkedIn myths which stops job seekers from optimally using LinkedIn. Some job seekers, okay, they know the importance of LinkedIn, but they are doing it something wrong because of these mental blocks. And some even don't know how to do it. So that's what we are trying to debunk
And
these.
some are like,
Yeah.
LinkedIn what?
Yes, LinkedIn bot, they don't even know that. So we are trying to take off those mental blocks from your mind and advising you how you can use it optimally. And just now Elish just told two powerful tips on how you can go even beyond job application and connecting with the right people to push your application in a stack pile of other competitors who have applied for the same job. Apart from that, you can always network. Okay, so the second LinkedIn myth that we are debunking today is LinkedIn presence needs perfection. If you're on LinkedIn, you are in a room which is full of, let's say, 300 people, and you have in your mind that you need to be perfect. You need to be suited, booted with the right impression.
Right.
That overwhelm, that's a very wrong perception about LinkedIn right now. LinkedIn has evolved so beautifully well, where people are coming with their genuineness. Of course, I will give first the platform to Elish to talk about this, and then I will chime in. Yes, Elish, what do you say about this?
It's crazy. Actually, uh, I think all of us would somehow think like this at the beginning, especially because we don't know what to do. It's exactly like for those who are not familiar with networking events. They enter one and they're like, what do I need to do? What do I do so I don't screw it up? What is the right thing to do? What is the wrong thing to do? And as they do it often, they get used to it. Then they, figure it out. It is not something that we are born with, right? So if we take exactly that situation in a networking business events or networking event or a business event to LinkedIn, it is a very similar situation. If we are not familiar with it, first we enter, we look around, we see what are the features, what other people are doing, interact with those we know first, at least to somehow get more comfortable with it, and then with other people, those we don't know, and that's how we start to grow our network. In fact, I was one of those perfectionists at the beginning. I thought in order for me to post something, either I don't post anything, or if I post, I make sure it is beautiful, damn nice, and informative. It's just perfect writing. Then I noticed that that's not possible. It will never, ever be sustainable because there are times I get busy with stuff. There are times that I run out of topics to talk about, right? So if I am so perfectionist, there is no way I can sustainably and regularly and consistently con, con,
Good. I love the conversation. Yeah.
con consistently, damn it, post, right? So that's when I realized that I just have to be myself and say the things that I say in a normal day. Like right now, I made a terrible mental typo I couldn't pronounce consistently, right? That could happen in my writings too. That could happen in my interviews too. That could happen in any situation. So uh, I think it just takes some practice to get used to it and to do it. There is no right or wrong. There is no formula. There is no tips and tricks. There's nothing like that. You enter the environment, you get used to it, and then you figured out what works best for you. However, perhaps I can say a few things that worked for me. Perhaps you can duplicate it. It may work for you too. Number one, sometimes we are most perfectionist when it comes to our content creation, right? And while we don't want to say anything wrong, we also want to regularly post and be active. So what I usually do is whenever I think of something important that I think I would like to share, I
Mhm.
immediately write it down somewhere in my app or in my notes,
Mhm.
anywhere,
Mhm.
to quickly write it down somewhere and not forget it. Just a quick
Mhm.
phrase, anything short, right?
Mhm.
After that, whenever I'm free, I look at my notes and see what were those ideas I wrote down some time ago and
Mhm.
elaborate on them. That elaboration could be basically anything that would take only a few sentences or a few paragraphs,
Mhm.
anything, short or long, doesn't
Mhm.
matter.
Mhm.
Elaborate, just post it. That would make my life a lot easier. Sometimes I want to post something. Let's say I plan to post something on Monday. Monday, I open LinkedIn. I want to write something. I'm like, okay, what do I need to talk about? Like, what should I write? There's so many things, but I don't know what to talk about, right? So that really works well for me.
Mhm. I love it. I love how conversation is evolving. And just chiming in your conversation, I is starting from the thought process which you shared, that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start off. And just like you said that you got a mental block in completing a word right now live, but you worked around it and you were persistent. You made an effort and you got it right. So that's a evolution of growth basically, and that's exactly what I would suggest all the viewers, because I train beginners who are little intimidated because everybody feels that this is a professional networking platform and they will be meeting another recruiter or another hiring manager the first time, and
Right.
you don't have a second chance. That's the beauty of digital platform. Yes, first impressions are important, but then you are in their news feed every day, so you have that second and third chance. So that's the beauty of LinkedIn, that it's not just one time meet and then leave and you never meet again. No, it's not. That's the beauty of this platform, and that's the beauty of social media, that you are in there.
Consistency is the key word, not
Exactly.
perfection.
Exactly. So you are in their newsfeed every day. So you can make an impression. You can have an evolution of impression building. If something goes wrong the first time, I don't say don't try to make an effort to make that first impression. Of course, it's a professional setting, but don't stop yourself from being the perfectionist before you step up to be on LinkedIn. So focus on progress rather than perfection. I leave with this because we have another LinkedIn myth that we have to debunk. So I will just say focus on progress rather than perfection. Even if you have taken that leap of making, for let's say your LinkedIn profile, there are 10 plus sections, you have thoughtfully written it the first time, you have made a friend read it, go ahead, redo your LinkedIn profile. Then if you have just following the formula that Alish told, that if you are having a thought, you can start documenting those thoughts and start posting about it. And one of the things about even sharing things on LinkedIn, it doesn't need to be completely 100% professional. You can share your personal experiences. Even in your professional journey, if you have worked on a milestone, professional milestone, you can celebrate that. If you have a learning curve on a project, you can share that learning curve. So there are so many content pillars that you can talk about. Again, content creation on LinkedIn can be another episode in itself, but what we are trying to say over here and convince you is your LinkedIn profile optimization, your LinkedIn post or article creation, that's what content is. Or your LinkedIn networking doesn't need to be perfect. Take that step in whatever preparation you have made and connect, start creating content and start redoing your LinkedIn presence. So don't, and focus on progress rather than perfection, because in perfection we sometimes do go into analysis paralysis. So thank you so much, Alish, and it was great chiming in that conversation to debunk this myth. Focus on progress rather than perfection. So
Yes.
we have for few more people joining us. I will make them a part of this conversation. We have Akbar Basha. Hey, ma'am. Hello, Akbar. Thank you for joining me. Do let us know where you're joining me from, because it's a global audience. I'm joining from Toronto. Alicia is in Malaysia, so it's like we are from two corners of the world right now. Whole 360, whole 180 degree. So thank you, Akbar, from joining me. Do leave leave us where you're joining me from, and if you have any question that why probably LinkedIn is not working for you, because I can tell you, I'm running a business. I get leads from LinkedIn, and it's because of certain things which are working for me. And similarly goes for Ali. So you have two LinkedIn experts. We can advise you. Okay, so let's go into the third myth that we are debunking today. Is basically, um, yes, I can connect with someone I know well. That is the thing that comes, that if somebody is coming on LinkedIn, they will be like, okay, I can only connect with people I know. So how about that, Alish?
Uh, I think it's obvious that that is not the case. Otherwise, there's no way we
Yeah,
can build a following of like how many thousands of people, right? Because
yeah,
we
yeah.
can. There's no way we know them first in real life before we can connect them online. And that's the
Mhm.
whole beauty of LinkedIn, because we get to connect with those that we may not be able to connect with in real life, even though that is actually great to connect with people you know as well.
Well,
It is not just for strangers, it is not just for those you know, it is actually for connecting with people.
hmm.
Whether you know them in advance or not, that is not the question. And uh, God knows how many. Actually, I would say most of my connections, I got to know them on LinkedIn first,
Hmm, hmm,
especially those in Malaysia,
hmm, hmm.
before I get to meet them offline. So it was the other way around in many cases. And
Okay.
sometimes, like, I receive certain messages saying that, hey, Alish, like, I think we met before. Was it you in that event and that event? I'm like,
Wow.
oh, yes, yes, I was there. So we get connected on LinkedIn,
Wow.
recalling an event before, which is
Okay.
great. Like there was no way I could like connect to 100 people in that event, right?
Right.
That's the whole beauty of it. Uh, it is just, I think, um, it's like exactly when you go to, and not again going back to the example I mentioned earlier, going to a networking event, right? There may be people you know, and there may be people you don't know. So
Mhm.
use those you know to get to know those you don't know.
Wow, good, 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 good. And I think so that's the power of connections, because once you become friends with someone, like I have become friends with you now in Malaysia, although I'm not in Malaysia, but if I need any help or if I
Right.
need any connection in Malaysia, I can give you a shout out and I can say, hey, Alish, can you help me in this area? And probably you can refer me to someone, because we have that know, like, and trust factor. You trust me, I trust you, so you can you will open your power network for me. And that's the beauty of LinkedIn, that you don't need to know each other in person. It's an online relationship that can develop in a professional setting. And then once you become a good friend with someone, if you become a, let's say, a good friend with the hiring manager or a good friend with the recruiter, they open their second and third degree connections to you. They make those introductions, they make those referrals, they are happy to share any unpublished job with information with you. Because here in Canada, Alish, these are the numbers and stats. 80% of the jobs never get published. They get filled up by the referrals, of the name which are suggested by people within the company or in the second or a third degree connection of the people who are making hiring decisions.
A lot of people think there is no job. Actually, that is wrong. There are
That
people
is
who are receiving offers even they're not looking for a job. So
exactly
jobs exist. Maybe the competition is too high, or maybe they're not the right candidate. There are just so many other reasons, but not
yeah.
enough job is not one of them, I think.
Definitely not. And even in pandemic, Alish, I can say newcomers, like newcomers, anybody would say, anybody, any newbie coming, let's say in Malaysia, will struggle in finding a job. No, I'm seeing newcomers to Canada finding jobs within 2 to 3 weeks. Jobs are there. Is just that it's sometimes not about talent. It's about visibility of talent in front of the
Two to
right
three weeks
people.
of waiting to get a job.
No, I'm saying that newcomers who are landing in Canada, they it's usually a perception it takes 3 to 6 months to get the right job in their own field. But I am conversing with newcomers who are getting the right job in their field within 2 to 3 weeks of landing. So it's and these are the people who are tapping in what is known as hidden job market, and that's they are
Yeah.
getting and cracking the code by knowing the
That's
right
like the
people.
dark web of the jobs.
Yes, that's the dark web of the job, and that's the reality. I think so. This is because I've lived in Pakistan, I've lived and worked in Pakistan, I've lived and worked in Dubai. Referral works everywhere. If you know the right person and they know of a job, they will introduce you to the hiring manager. If some job opening is happening in their company, they will refer you. So I've seen this in Pakistan, I've seen this in Dubai, and it happens predominantly in Canada as well. So it's a universal fact. If you are hiring for someone, you will trust someone who has recommended. So
Actually, there is a reason. I would like to add just a few things
sure,
quickly. I
sure,
know we're running out of time.
sure, sure.
Uh, one of them is, okay, what was I about to say? I forgot. Damn it. Okay, I know, I got
Mhm,
it.
mhm,
So when we actually say that in job referrals work, it is not because everyone around the world do it for no reason. Yeah,
mhm,
actually, people do it because they want to help.
mhm,
But there's also another thing called intensives,
mhm. Yes.
right? Actually, employees do get some, I don't know what they call it in different places. Basically, they
Mhm.
get some benefits
Yes,
by
yes.
referring a candidate
Good.
to a company, and if they successfully get hired. And that makes sense because in a company, you don't want to hire someone that may not be a fit for the culture, for the company, for the role, for anything, right?
Mhm,
So there's only so much an interviewer can do to get to know that person, to confirm whether that person is the right fit or not. So if someone who knows the candidate for years
mhm,
and can tell the HR that, okay, I know this person for quite some time, this is the strength, this is the weakness, this is this, uh, it will be a lot easier to know whether that candidate is actually a right fit for the company or not. There may be someone who is so talented, so knowledgeable, but may
mhm,
not be a fit for that culture, you know.
mhm,
So companies want to avoid that kind of mistakes because once you have hire someone, it's gonna be a headache to, I don't know, somehow either terminate that agreement or whatsoever. So that makes sense for the companies to compensate good candidates.
True. I'll just chime in there what you said. It is to hire someone, and what I hear from the network of recruiter friends I have, that it is costly to hire someone. So the whole recruitment process, it is costing organizations something. So they want to land up with the right candidate, and of course, if someone is referring someone to the right decision maker, they will vouch for their skills, experiences, and credentials. Of course, they will double check, but you would trust a trusted referral rather than just a piece of resume who is a stranger to you. So
Yeah.
that's why referrals are preferred. And here in Canada, companies do give referral bonus, and they do prefer referrals over just any stranger resume. So just sharing the Canadian the fact that referrals here are a very strong source of filling of jobs, and it is a very acceptable way of getting those jobs filled in. So again, coming back to debunking the myth, I can connect with someone I know well. Yes, you can connect with your first degree connections that you know, and then you can expand to others who are you're not connected with. Again, by that following their digital footprint, that trust factor happens because they are coming in your newsfeed every day. You are coming in their newsfeed every day. So over a period of time, when you see each other digitally, that no like and trust factor develops. So be ready to open your network, and as Alish said, many of his connections and trust factor develop digitally. Same will happen with you. Be open to embrace and accepting new people. That's how you will connect with the right people to help you with your dream job title. So
I
that
think it is
is
also important to know that when we say connect with other people too, it doesn't mean go to the list and add. That is not the right way of doing it either.
Yeah,
Connect with
we
those you find somehow relevant, interesting. Either you can relate to them or they can uh, relate to you. You know, some there's some sort of common ground over there.
Yes, I always advise my clients who are newcomers to Canada, pre-arrival immigrants, have a goal. Because social media network, on any social media network, you can easily get strayed away, right? You can spend hours and hours. So what I advise, have a goal and work around that goal. Whether it's your resume, LinkedIn, an interview, work around that goal so that all your time, energy, and resources are working towards that goal, so that you feel fulfilled at the end of the day. So if it's LinkedIn, have a dream job title, have a goal, have the industry, whatever you want to establish your expertise in, and then connect with the right people. That is what will bring you closer to your goal, and that will what will make you feel fulfilled at the end of the day. You will feel, okay, I connected with the right recruiter in the right company, I connected with the right decision maker in the right industry, okay, I connected with another like-minded fellow who can help me with an informational interview. So all of these things, you feel fulfilled with your effort. So that is it from my side, and that is the three LinkedIn myths that we debunk. We can have a lot whole of other episode on each of these LinkedIn myths, how you can do it, like LinkedIn networking. We are talking about LinkedIn networking, how to do that, what to write, how to connect, and how not to ghost the other person, how to create that relationship, how to do content writing. All of those can be other episodes, and we would love to share those tips with you in and I do these weekly LinkedIn live with either someone from the job search market. So last week I had Alish, a talent acquisition expert. Today I have you, who is helping them using LinkedIn professionally to connect with the right people.
Alish
And
is this week, not last week.
yeah, Alicia's this week. Last week I had a talent acquisition expert. Again, progress, not perfection, right? So we are closing this. Whoever is joining me right now, we are closing in our session where we have debunked three LinkedIn myths. So if you're joining me right now, go back in the replay after the live ends, and you can catch up whatever Alicia and I have had a conversation on how you can debunk top three LinkedIn myths, where I will conclude. First one was that LinkedIn is job board. No, it's not a job board, it's a community hub. The second LinkedIn myth was that it is, you have to keep perfection in mind. No, you don't need to have perfection in mind. You just need to have progression in mind when it comes to LinkedIn profile optimization, creating content, and connecting with people. And the third one was that I can only connect with people I know. No, you can be really open to connecting with people, and people accept other people who they don't know, because they are here to connect with new people. So these are the three LinkedIn myths we have, which we have debunked. Go in the replay, catch all the golden gems that Alish has dropped. He has shared tips and tricks as well on how you can do it right. So thank you so much, Alish. It is evening at your end. Thank you so much for joining in. I will just connect with a few comments that are coming in. We have Gurpreet. Hey, Gurpreet. Gurpreet is again another person I met on LinkedIn, and we have collaborated on different functions, and we help and support each other. Again, another example of how LinkedIn friendships can flourish. So Gurpreet, thank you for joining me. She's a career coach here in Canada. So do follow her. She creates amazing job search content. So job seekers, go out. Thank you so much, Gurpreet, for joining. She is also saying great advice, Khatija. Thank you so much, Gurpreet. You have been such a supporter. Thank you so much for coming in. So Alish, again, I am signing it off. Thank you for joining on your evening there and sharing that fun learning with you. I love how positive, how smiley, how non-perfection way you have come in. Any concluding remarks, to any motivational remarks, or anything that you want to say out to job seekers who are seeing this?
Thank you once again, Khatija. It was a great conversation, and I hope that those who may not be so familiar with how they can actually build their network, how they can start off on LinkedIn. Hope they find it useful. And basically, I have nothing much to say except thanking you and everyone else who joined us. And in case I could be of any help in the future, you know, sometimes I do actually talk to some of my connections who message me and ask for certain things about LinkedIn and so on, or mentoring one-on-one sessions, etc. I voluntarily do this, so I'm not charging anyone. I'm not advertising. In case you need help, I'll be happy to help you build your journey on LinkedIn. With
Great.
that, thank you.
Thank you so much, Alish, for joining me. I will also conclude that if you are looking for any LinkedIn guided learning, I do create a lot of free content through this LinkedIn Lives and daily content. So that can be your learning piece. But if you're looking for guided learning with deep dive into strategies and tactics, I do run a boot camp and I do have short LinkedIn courses. So you can always chime in on my website, which is Khatija Qureshi, learn.khatijaqureshi.com. You can see that on the ticker below. And that's my son coming in to say hi and bye to all of you.
Hi and bye.
Hi.
That's Alish. He's
Hello.
joining.
Hi.
He's joining us from Malaysia.
Hello, Alish.
Okay, so with this, thank you so much, Alish. We got a guest just right at the end. So thank you so much, Alish, and thank you everybody who are watching us globally. Thank you so much for joining in. Those whoever is watching this in a replay, leave your comments below. I will definitely reply back to you. If not, I can answer your questions. I will direct you to the right resource. And with this, bye everyone. Bye, Alish.
Bye.
Bye.